Welcome back to the channel and to what is likely going to be the last episode of the series of 5 things you might not know about 2K16. This, as always, is the 101. So, as I say, this one is likely the last episode of this series, but when this one is said and done, the series total will be 50, so pretty cool. Alright, see what we've got in today's episode. Kicking this one off, we have got the Hamlock DDT through the announcers table. Now this move came to the game as DLC via the Hall of Fame Showcase Pack, and the cool thing about this move that separates it somewhat from the other announce table finishers is that, as far as I know, this is the only announce table finisher in the game that doesn't actually break the announcers table. Now this would appear to be a glitch, but I think the fact that it doesn't break the announce table is actually pretty unique and pretty cool. And also somewhat realistic, as like we see in actual WWE, the announce table doesn't necessarily break every single time a move is done on one. Next up, we have got some overlooked in-game options. Now there is actually a couple of things to cover here. First up, we have got the Iron Man match length option, which as you can see has a few different time options. And then there is the gameplay tweaks as seen here that you also might not have known existed. Now if you're not a fan of the more newer, more realistic gameplay, there are some tweaks here that whilst won't completely change the gameplay, will change it somewhat to make it feel a little bit like it used to be in the older games of the series. Now these options include the ability to turn off the chain grappling, the fatigue, the weight detection, and the reversal limits. Now for the most part this series is focused on positive things in the game, however at number 3 today we have got a negative thing, because another thing that you might not know about 2K16, unless you've read the online manual, which I'm guessing most of you probably haven't, the online services for 2K16 will end on the 31st of May 2017. So not the most exciting thing to cover, but still something to keep in mind for the future that you might not have known about the current game of the series. Back to the more positive things, our fourth thing on today's list, we have got finishers in the finishers. Now, finishers in the finishers is a thing that a lot of us have requested in recent years to be added to the series, and whilst technically these don't exist for the most part, there is actually some of these in the game as reversals. So the most obvious one, which I'm sure most of you guys are aware of, is the curb stop into the RKO. But there is also two variations of the Tombstone pole driver. There is this one from recent years, and then this one, which is brand new to 2K16. And then there is my personal favourite of the bunch, the choke slam into the choke slam. I'm sure you guys would agree with me, some truly awesome stuff. And hopefully we will see this expanded with more finishers into finishers for 2K17 and future games in the series. And finally, our fifth and final thing on today's episode, we have got the broken LED board via the ring breaking OMG Superplex. Now this one is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, if you didn't know, when doing the super heavyweight OMG ring breaking suplex in a ring that features an LCD board, something that you might not know and something that you might not have noticed is that when doing this, if you look carefully, you can actually see it break off and fall from the ring, which in my opinion is an awesome touch, which was newly added this year for 2K16. Now obviously this is a visual thing and nothing really more than that, but still this is a thing that I'm sure not everyone has noticed before, and a pretty cool thing that I did want to cover before the series ended. So yeah, the broken LED board during the ring breaking OMG Superplex is a thing in this year's game. And that thing will conclude today's episode of 5 things you might not know about WWE 2K16. So 10 episodes are now complete and 50 things in total have been covered. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, then as always a like rating would be awesome to see. Also don't forget before you leave today's video to drop me a comment down below and let me know how many of today's feature things were new to you, and let me know from the bunch which one was your favourite. So as I've said, this series is likely finished for now, but do expect it to return later this year for 2K17. In the meantime though, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode and the series as a whole. If you've missed any previous episodes, then check out the series playlist, I'll link on the screen. And yeah, well, that is it for this one, so expect plenty more WWE 2K content coming to the channel very, very soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.